For those of you who haven't read the shirt yet, let's take a look at this, and you let me know. When has the world ever asked for a feminine male? That's what the fuck I thought. Alright, so today in Alpha Male Advice. That's GGX Alpha Male Advice, by the way. We're gonna be helping people out with their energy. Namaste, motherfuckers. And no, I'm not talking about chakras. None of that. This ain't Naruto. Although chakras is a real thing. That might be for a different video if any of you get into the more spiritual side of things. I have a spiritual side, just not a really religious side. But today, to help these motherfuckers out with their energy, we got one who wants to know about masculine energy. We got the other one who wants to know about feminine energy. But let's talk about energy. And I don't mean your electric bill. Okay. So the first one comes from Purdy from Red Pill Women. That's a subreddit that we've been enjoying lately. Let's give her a little bit of advice. She says, advice for a single 26 female needing to build up her feminine energy. Sometimes I look over these before I read them. Sometimes I don't. I haven't looked over this one. It just sounds like something somebody really needs help with. So let's go. She goes, hello everyone! Exclamation mark. We're off to a good start. That's friendly, feminine. For context, I'm a conservative single Latina. I guess conservative helps to give a bit of a picture, right? I went to college and now work a weekly 9-to-5 office job while living at home with my parents. By the way, this particular question was picked out by my special female assistant. So, you're welcome. My parents are near retirement age, and my priority right now is making sure I help them not only with living and medical expenses, but in a way that they may need. Thankfully, I have a job that allows me to help care for them and myself. Are you a nurse? I, however, now have concerns regarding my dating life. I am realizing that my current lifestyle has me feeling more masculine in a way. Without complaining, because that's not my intention at all. I realize that I'm usually just used to doing things on my own, helping myself when I've needed help, and basically just not expecting anyone to help me in my sad or difficult times for anything. From small things to big things, I'm not very close to my extended family, but I know that I can count on my parents and on my surviving grandmothers for emotional support, care towards me. And I'm also very grateful, blah, 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 blah. Girls, right? But I would not ask them for any help with things that require difficulties like physical labor or money. So I'm used to being my own help. Additionally, I have trust issues and walls that I've built up since my prior two relationships. Okay. I'm now wondering, what can I do to be more feminine in my dating life and overall in my life? Good question, that's why we're here. Okay, it's not too much more, not horrible. I go to many social events, and on the occasional date, I am eventually would like to get married and have a husband with a provider masculine mindset. But I realize this has proven difficult. I have many trust issues created from bad experience with men and some family members. I've taken a break from dating because I realize that I need to change my current conditioned mindset because I myself do not want it. My more independent lifestyle, I feel, has caused me to unintentionally not accept any help. You mean hold you back is what you meant to say. Even when offered help from a man on dates, in situations as simple as a guy asking if he can help me carry my things, pay for a meal, etc., I've had an issue with accepting help because I feel guilty, even that they are offering to pay for a meal, help me carry things, help me at all, etc. I feel bad. I can't stop feeling like it's so wrong to accept help no matter how small it may be. I like a birding, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so she feels guilty. All right, we get it. I got you. Okay, I got you. I've taken a break from dating for about 6 months now because I know that I need to stop thinking the way that I do. Things like this, I know I'm not helping myself towards having a family with a wonderful man one day. Please help me. I appreciate any advice anyone can give me on this matter. Okay, you've heard it once, you heard it before. I'll say it again. Wake up in the morning, every day, 1 or 2 minutes, speak in a lighter, higher pitched voice to yourself. Anything you want to say. Read a book, read a magazine, just talk to yourself. Just get yourself in that feminine mindset, right, for the day. Dress feminine. You need to throw out your pants, get dresses, skirts, heels. These are things that make you more vulnerable, to be honest. Think about it. If you were going to fight tomorrow in a paintball war, would you be wearing heels and a skirt? No, motherfucker, you wouldn't. You'd be wearing some shoes, possibly boots, leggings at best. You wouldn't be out there because you're going to get shot with hard-ass paintballs. It would hurt. you know? If you're gonna go to war, you'd wear even different stuff, right? The more clothes you wear, the least vulnerable you are. The less you wear, the more vulnerable you are. Females are the vulnerable gender. That's just how it is. And for you to get in touch with that, wear vulnerable clothing. The pretty, prissy, more extravagant clothings. Things that you wouldn't want to get shot with a paintball in. If you're wearing clothes where somebody just rolled up when you roll down the windows and drive by you with a paintball, you wouldn't give a fuck, then you're already dressing wrong for the day. You're like, I just wash it off. You're dressing wrong for the day, okay? You should have a nice, expensive dress, some heels, things like that. I don't give a fuck what your day looks like or what grocery store you're planning to go. Just fucking wear heels. Just fucking do it. It will help you out, okay? And in fact, wearing heels distinguishes you from the rest of the females around you. We automatically know the moment you put on heels, you're more feminine than the girl who wears shoes, most likely. Like you're signaling. Remember, females and males signal. And when you see these chicks who are like, oh, I dress with my big ass titties out because I feel fucking like it, they're retarded. They're signaling. You know, they're either retarded or disingenuous. Both are equally bad. You know, no one likes a liar. Nobody likes somebody who's fucking retarded. And that's what's happening. So in order to get in touch with your feminine side, dress more feminine, speak to yourself more feminine, and then speak to others more feminine in a lighter, softer voice. Embrace your role. The reason you're having a hard time accepting the things that men are doing is because you haven't embraced your role. You're still like, you're trying to do their job. Like, what? Can you imagine the Uber fucking rolls up and you hop in the passenger seat, but every once in a while you're compelled to touch the steering wheel? What kind of fucking psychopath would you be, okay? No, you don't do that, do you? Because when you hop in the Uber, you accept your role as the passenger, don't you? You've never once touched the Uber steering wheel, have you? This is the exact same thing. When you accept your role as a passenger in the relationship, then everything's a lot easier. You're not afraid or offended or upset when he takes the steering wheel, because that's what he's gonna do from the beginning, and that's what you need to be comfortable with. It would be extremely strange if you hopped in the Uber and the Uber told you to drive, then halfway through he's reaching for the steering wheel now, right? Like, everybody gets fucking confused. And I've said it once and I'll also say it again. That's why society can't tell people to do whatever the fuck they want. That's how you end up with a fucked up society that the West has. You teach people to be the way that they should be and the way that you also as a country want them to be. Every country wants their people to be a little bit different. That's why you have to teach your people. If you don't, they end up fucking psychotic, crazy, and not knowing what to do. Chicks not knowing how to, accept a gift from a man or let a man carry bags and shit. That shit happens. I know it might seem like I'm being a little rough on you. I'm not. This is fucking common. It's your parents' fault. If your parents did things right, you wouldn't be on here asking this question. So look at them. But luckily for you, you now have the answer. So when a man wants to do something nice or treat you well or tell you what to do, listen and know your role. And let me harp on that for like 2 seconds. Sometimes females are like, oh man, this trad-con male, this alpha male, all of this amazing manly stuff is amazing. He wants to pay for things. He wants to do things for me. He wants to take me places. But they forget that there are two sides to that motherfucking coin. And they are both on the same coin. You need to listen to him. You need to respect his authority. Men have authority over women. The toughest men have authority over men as well. So you need to fully embrace the role, not just the good part that you like, where you're like, oh, he does all this thing, carry my bag, blah, 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 blah. But then he tells me not to wear short skirts or hang out with this chick or hang out with this guy when I'm not around. Embrace all of it, because he's going to ask for those things. You get a real man, there's going to be fucking rules, okay? If you live in an amazing apartment or something like that, there's still going to be rules, right? If you live in an amazing community, there's still going to be things that are acceptable and not acceptable, right? The better things get, I'm not going to say there's more rules. In fact, the better things get, the less rules there are. But the more important, the rules that exist are important. You're welcome. On to the next video. Hey, what's up, motherfuckers? Are you broke? Are you not broke? Are you broker than a joke? Are you doing good? Are you not doing good in life? Well, this YouTube channel's for you. God Connecticut, the host, owner, and badass mofo of GGX Straight Up. Looking good in the neighborhood as always. Welcome to the YouTube channel. I'd like to give a shout out to myself for today's sponsor. Now, I want to ask everybody watching this real quick, very, very brief question. How much did you pay to watch this video? Oh, really? You don't say. Oh? That's absolutely amazing. Well, since you got in on this video at that low price, how about you do what you can to show a little love and support? Hit the subscribe button right now. Just smack it in the face like somebody told you your girlfriend's fat. Only if she isn't fat. If she is fat, just like nod and agree, and then get her on some, weight loss pills and a treadmill. Get her a gym membership. Can't be walking around no fat hoes. Okay? No fat sloots. Anyways, go ahead, like, subscribe, do all that stuff, show some love. Now back to the video. Alright, so this next one comes from alternative media. I don't know what's so alternative. Are we talking about like ska music or some weird kind of rock, or what's the alternative? You're not out here sleeping with farm animals, are you? Alright, anyways. How to have masculine energy in a charismatic way. This also comes from Our Sedation. Okay, so this gentleman wants to know, what makes a man masculine, especially during conversation? How can someone be more masculine but in an attractive and charismatic way? When I was learning charisma at social skills, I felt a feminine energy that just came with it. Things like being really reactive to whatever the other person was saying, speaking in a higher pitch, smiling at times, things like this. I brushed it off because it made me much better at talking to people and holding conversations. How can I be charismatic in a masculine way? Okay, so he's saying that he doesn't have a hard time speaking with people, but the way he learned works best so far is by being overly friendly and fun, like kind of a class clown kind of situation, right? Where he can make people laugh, but he's not getting the respect, so to speak. So he wants both. He wants people to have a good chuckle, have a good time with them, but also respect them. Well, number one is your physical appearance. Men and women both respond very similarly when it comes to what they see, right? If you see something that's scary, probably 95% of people are also going to agree, oh yeah, that thing's scary. If you see a person who looks attractive or pretty, probably 80% of people will also agree, oh yeah, that's attractive or pretty. When you are goofing around and being funny, because I have a fun side too. I have hey, let's have a good time side as well, right? I think some of you guys see that come out when I'm like flexing and like just having a good time with you guys. But I'm also very respected. Just looking at me, you can tell that I take being a man seriously. Like, I don't have to say it. I can just show up at your party, shake your hand, wave to people. I don't have to be like, oh, for real. Like, it's obvious just by looking at me. It's possible, right, for a fat man to also be an alpha male. If you've ever seen like a mafia movie, that's also a man you don't want to fuck with, right? But he can't walk into the same party or a party the way I do and just command respect. He'd just be treated as a fat fuck. Like, let's call it what it is, right? I'm not saying he can't go get respect, right? People who know who he is will give him respect. But I can get respect when people know who I am, and just from my parents. I can double down on respect out the gate, which is amazing. That's what you need to have going into any interactions in the future. So go to the gym. The other thing you can do, smiling is okay, laughing is okay, having a good time. Don't fucking giggle. Don't be the bitch dude at the party. Fucking calm down. But yeah, laugh. You can, yes. Whatever your laugh sounds like, as long as it's not girly, you can do it. What else did you mention? A higher pitched voice. I can use a higher pitch to convey a message. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? That's fucking crazy. I can say something like that, right? But and I can just talk in a higher pitched voice. Like, no one's gonna be like, hey, I'm going to the store. Does anybody want anything back? And I'm gonna sound like a blonde 17-year-old at a fucking McDonald's drive-thru. That's not happening. Like, So deepen your voice. Wake up every morning. Talk to yourself in the mirror for 1 or 2 minutes and work from speaking from the diaphragm, Not all from the diaphragm, like your voice will sound weird, like it won't feel natural, but, get that deepness, get the bass back in your shit so you don't sound like a little bitch who's 13, a little 13-year-old, 12-year-old boy. The other things that you mentioned, it seems like you have good social skills. So, yeah, it seems like you're good all the way around. And these little things that I told you to change up, if you change them up, you're still going to be fine. You're still going to be having a good time. People are going to like you. It won't be immediately noticeable to anyone who doesn't hang out with you on a regular basis. And also, just remind yourself of this. Even if you did seem to change to people who know you, it doesn't matter. Because you're going to meet way more people who don't know you than people who do know you. And that's always the case for anyone alive. You're always going to end up meeting more people than you know today. There's always that chance to make the first impression on them. And that first impression counts for a lot. And if you hold true to character, who you have decided that you want to become, then the people who have known you will know the change, and it might seem a little weird to them at first, but guess what? School shootings are pretty normal now. Nobody's flinching. Let that sit in. Anyways, that's been God Connecticut, helping out the media guy and the other person with their unique or maybe not so unique situations, but more importantly, helping out everyone else with any situation that might be similar. Make sure you share, like, subscribe, comment. Why do I have to fucking... You don't need the whole rundown. You're not fucking 12 or maybe you are. But if you're not 12, you know what the fuck to do. Hit all the shit. Show some support. Who else is doing this? You showed me another channel doing this. Do it. That's what I thought. Building up all the energy. Since you got in at the low price of this video, I suspect you'll be liking this motherfucker. Right? Alpha Malevice!
But the people are retarded.